Just piece of man candy. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to some daily content where we get to watch me suffer. But not only just suffer, I'm gonna sit here and eat an ice cream sandwich and watch me work out. This is gonna be absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and get started. We are off in 3, 2, 1, getting it. You should get yourself one of these. Anyways, what are we doing here? We are doing 3 rounds of 24 wall balls at a 30-pound ball. Okay, so 24 wall balls over and back on the handstand obstacle. So what I mean by that is we're going ramp, stair, turn around, kick down, whatever, then stair, ramp. So 24 wall balls, down and back on the handstand obstacle, 18 box jump overs at 30 inches, down and back on the handstand obstacle, and then 12 single arm shoulder to overhead at a 90-pound dumbbell, I believe. So we're doing 6 and 6, 6 on one arm, 6 on the other arm, and then down and back on the handstand obstacle. We're doing that for 3 rounds. And I believe the time cap is 15 minutes, I think. So I was like 5 minutes around. So it's really hard for me to concentrate and do this video and eat this ice cream sandwich. I'm gonna put it down. Plus now you guys are getting upset at me. So going to this workout, this is last week, I think. I'm behind on videos, so I'm being honest with you guys. And this workout was during the heat wave we had in Kansas, and you only know that because if you look at Andrew walking in the back of the screen right now, he has shorts underneath, I promise you guys. I think it's actually spandex underneath. But right now he's wearing like a bath towel. That's because Jake, who's in the bottom right corner right now, and Andrew went before me and did the workout before me, and they just sweated their little life away. And so they were dying, and it was pretty hot. I think in the barn, since I talked about it, we don't have very good have very good air movement, that it was probably like 110 in the barn. And the bad part is, like, this workout, you kind of move around a lot. The only place you're really super stationary is in the wall ball. And so that's why if you look at the bottom of the screen, I had the fans pointing at the wall ball because I wanted to make sure I was calm, cool, and collected once I got to that wall ball. So that's the workout we are doing with a 15-minute time cap. Approaching this workout, the boys did it before me, and they had a hard time on this workout. And that was only because it was so humid this day that I couldn't go. My only job when Jake and Andrew were going, my only job was to use a towel and wipe down the wall ball and to wipe down the handstand obstacle. And the main reason is because, like I've talked about in the past, handstand obstacle is great, don't get me wrong. Whether you're using an AIA or using this Titan Fitness, they're great pieces of equipment. But they don't soak up sweat, which is good, okay, because you want it to smell bad, but they don't really, the water kind of sits there. It's kind of like waterproof to a degree, or water resistant. So the water sits there, and so if you're sweating and your wrists are sweating and you get on that sucker, like, there's gonna be sweat puddles all over that thing. And so actually, when Jake and Andrew actually went, one of them actually slipped on the ramp and pretty much slid down the whole thing. So my only job when they went was to actually make sure that thing was dry, which was a hard job. So, so going into this workout, what I'm attempting to do, I'm not sure what we did before this, what we did after this. To be honest, all my days kind of run amok. I'm going into this workout, the goal is to kind of do it all unbroken, do as fast as I possibly can. I think I was shooting for probably around 4 minutes a round was my goal. I don't think I was able to accomplish that. I think I may have a lot of ground in the last round because you can kind of like, okay, now it's time to go. Because you're really unsure, when you do a handstand obstacle, you're really quite unsure of how hard you can really go, and knowing that you have to go back and do this skill, because you don't want to like go ham on the wall balls or go ham on the dumbbell shoulder overhead, and then your overhead is completely fried, and then when you get the handstand obstacle, you're just failing and smacking your face in it. And so, for me, you kind of have to hold back a little bit. You're not going 100% or 90%, you're probably going like 85%. I guess it kind of depends on what the workout is. This workout has so many handstand obstacles in it that, you know, you really have to be careful. Now, if I was doing like, if it was a sprint, so for instance, I'm gonna do a commentate on another video probably today or tomorrow where I do an air assault bike sprint, parallel handstand push-ups into one handstand obstacle down and back for time. And then I rest a certain amount of time and I do it again, I think like 4 or 5 times. And so that's completely different, right? That's a sprint, like that's go ham on the bike, you know, go unbroken on the parallel handstand push-ups, go ham, and then get off and try to just do the obstacle. And if you fail, you fail. Like, you just have to get over it. And so that's a little bit different in that sense. In a workout like this, where there's so many of them, you really gotta tone it back because you don't just keep failing. And so the reason I say that is because before I went, the boys went, and between Andrew and Jake, they failed quite a few times, and it's demoralizing. To get halfway up the ramp or almost over the whole thing and you fail and gotta start over. And so it doesn't do good for your confidence, bode well for your confidence, and then also doesn't bode well for your time, right? You just waste that whole amount of work, right? So it's like having to do something unbroken, some kind of movement unbroken, and you're getting close, but you can't do it, so you have to redo the whole thing. It just stinks, and it's not worth your time. So you might as well rest and keep a lower heart rate. So wall balls, the goal is unbroken. Handstand obstacle, the goal was doing all unbroken. I think I actually failed in my last rep, I think, which is like round 3. The box jump overs, my knee is still bothering me a little bit. And so you might be able to tell on which legs I kind of favor. And the fact of the matter is, for 30-inch box jump overs, I can knock those out no problem whatsoever. But today I took it a little bit slower on those and kind of broke them up. I think every round I broke once or twice, just to be careful. You know, it wasn't worth it to just go ham on the box jump overs and then possibly re-injure myself or irritate my knees some more. And then for the dumbbell shoulder overhead, that was kind of survive. It wasn't, you know, 90 pounds for 12 reps isn't super heavy. Okay, don't get me wrong, like that's not super heavy, isolated, just an isolated dumbbell in one hand. It's not really heavy. The problem is like combining that with the press out of the wall ball and the lockout of the handstand obstacle, and you've got yourself a recipe for a little bit of possible disaster depending upon how heavy you hit it and hard you hit it. Let's talk about scaling options for this workout. So if you're approaching this workout something similar to like this, how should you scale it if you're gonna attempt it? First of all, wall balls shouldn't be an issue. I would say go with a 30 for a male or a 20 with a female if you're a female, unless like the first round you're gonna break that sucker. Like if you're gonna break it the first round, then maybe you should probably get a smaller wall ball. Unless you're doing it for a specific purpose, like I'm gonna break this every time on purpose, okay, that may be something different. But if I told you to do 24 wall balls at a 30 pound or a 20 for a female, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna break that twice, then just go down and wait and do a 20 for a male or a 14 for a female. Handstand obstacle is the biggest one you're probably gonna wanna scale. I've talked about this in previous videos, and I'll just reiterate it again, just so you guys kind of hear it again, is the idea of you don't have to always start with an obstacle this complicated, right? Like when we first started, I didn't own this obstacle, you know. We honestly have practiced walking over obstacles or around obstacles for years now. It just so happens we never really tried stairs or a ramp, which is kind of funny. You know, we stack plates per se, so that's kind of like a stair. But your obstacle can be as simple as just putting something out there to walk over. It could be just an empty barbell. It could be one plate. It could be anything. It didn't have to be anything really complicated. It could be something just as simple as teaching your mind upside down to say, okay, I'm approaching an obstacle, how do I get around this? And you get used to it. And then from there you progress to harder obstacles or harder things to get around or over or through or whatever the case may be. So you don't always, I had ice cream in my mouth. You don't always have to use the obstacle. So if you can't do the obstacle, find something else. Even if you don't own an obstacle, find something else, find something easier, it doesn't really matter. Jerk blocks are great to use. So obstacle, yeah, that's an easy one to scale. Box jump over, 30 inches for 18 is probably a lot for 3 rounds for some people. So if you have to scale it, go to 24, pretty simple. Not too hard to scale that movement. The dumbbell shoulder overhead at a 90, I would say scale the dumbbell if you have to break it, for sure. Like if you look at it and go, I have to break that for sure, even in the first round, then maybe go a little less. For males, if you're looking to break the 90 pound dumbbell, I would say just go to a 70. Like that's still a 70 is still a good weight to use. And if you're a female, you're probably already at a 70 for this workout, so then maybe scale down like a 50. So that would be my recommendations for the workout. Yeah, so that's how I would scale the workout. And I don't really think, honestly, I have a whole lot else to tell you guys, to be honest. Like, I'm gonna let you guys watch the final round. I'm not really sure when I finish. I guess I could probably check, huh? Let's see here. I can't really check. And no, I'll sit here. We'll sit here and yak. We'll sit here and talk. So, to be honest, what is today? Today is the 26th of July. So I actually leave tomorrow for Madison. So tomorrow we're leaving for Madison. It'll be Sunday tomorrow, July 26th, 2019. We will be leaving for Madison, Wisconsin, where I will be competing in my 4th year at the games. Not my 4th consecutive year. I had 2 years I didn't qualify. And so this will be my 4th year going to the games. It's gonna be a little bit of a different year, a little bit of I'm not gonna say weird, weird sometimes implies a negative connotation, but a little bit of a different year at the games, considering there's gonna be a lot more people. I believe they've made cuts at the games in the past, but many years ago. And usually those cuts were made like in the final day, like a Sunday. I don't think there's ever been, I know there's never been cuts at the games in the first day, which will be Thursday, on this upcoming Thursday. So that'll be a little bit different, not weird, just different, different in a sense of they're gonna drop a lot of them, like 50% of the athletes are gonna be cut. And so a lot of the discussion that's going on right now is, what is the workout gonna be that cuts that many people? I think, to be honest, if I'm making a guess at it, I would say it's probably gonna be something that's pure CrossFit. The reason for that being is you're not going to, for instance, event number 1 in the past couple of years has always been kind of like a shotgun start workout, like a run, swim, run kind of workout. They're not gonna do that, I don't think. I mean, they have their own right to do whatever they want, but I don't think they'll probably do it because the fact of if you do the first workout as a long endurance workout or endurance workout of any kind with a shotgun start, like a long bike or something like that, it really favors the endurance athlete. So you could possibly see like a lot of endurance-based athletes that probably may not be good at the rest of the weekend do really well and go on to the next round, and maybe some athletes that might possibly do well the rest of the weekend get cut because they can't run as fast as some, maybe 140-pound kid who come from another country. And so it really, I don't really have an opinion on it either way. That's just my thought. They probably won't do it for that reason. But it's the CrossFit Games. You're paying to play their sport, so they could do honestly whatever they want. It could be, we could show up and it could possibly be like, hey guys, event number 1 is a 1-rep max clean jerk. I don't think it's gonna happen. I don't think it'd be fair. Personally, I think it'd be a funny event. I wouldn't do great at it, but I think it'd be a funny event if the first workout was like, hey, we're going to see who can back squat and run the fastest mile. Kind of like the idea of the 500-pound back squat and the 5-minute mile kind of thing. And just to see like who's the closest and then cut the 75 worst scores. I don't know how they combine those scores, like a run plus a back squat, how they combine it, but that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't do great at it, don't get me wrong, but it'd be kind of cool to see that. So that's what I think. I think it's gonna be difficult. I don't know what workout it's gonna be, but if I was guessing, it'd be pure CrossFit, right? It'd be a pure CrossFit move, kind of like the open, pretty much. Like I'd expect a chipper of some kind with something not super skilled. Like you're not gonna see, not gonna see a super skilled movement like maybe. I can't even think of anything like ring handstand push-ups. You're not gonna see those anyways. But I don't think you're gonna see anything super skilled. But you're gonna see probably some pure CrossFit. It's just my thought. So that's just my guess. You guys let me know what you think. But that's just what I think. guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I'm glad we got to talk about that kind of cool game stuff. If you want to watch a video kind of like this, click right here. Other than that, thanks for hanging out. Catch you guys later. See ya.